All right, recycle center tips. I just wrote down a few things real quick because I thought this was pretty handy, and I learned a new thing. I don't know if they've implemented it or I didn't see it before. On the left hand, oops. On the left, oh, come on, Aaron, get with it. Video capture device. I'm trying to move me over here. All right, on the left hand side, pay attention to this. This is a menu. See right now it says hold carry. If I click and hold left mouse button, I can click and carry this, and I can move around without holding the mouse button down. That's super handy. These machines will click, they'll snap to the ends of conveyor belts and other machines. So if you're having some trouble lining things up, that can help. Let's start at the beginning. If you're using pallets and you have a bunch of stuff, we'll just use it with this right here. On the left-hand side, it says T to mark. I can grab a box. I can hold R. R will reset its position. We'll talk about that here in a second, but we mark this for robots. Doesn't have to be full. Pallets do not have to be full. I could have one item on there. You T to mark it. A robot's going to come take this and move it to storage. Wait a minute. I don't want that to happen. T, unmark it. I don't know how many times I've accidentally marked something that I wanted to go to storage and the robot takes it, and I didn't realize you could mark it and unmark it. R to sell, rotate. R, if you're using mouse and keyboard, which I am, I don't know what it is on controller. If you're using controller in this game, you're a soldier. On the left hand side, it says R to sell that section. Bang, we just sold it. We're gonna hold left click. We're gonna add another section. If I want, let's say I got something going the wrong way, we're gonna hit G to rotate that. Look at that. We can rotate a section. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. But you can rotate any of these sections by hitting G. All right. Let's say, you can't just add a section of conveyor. It has to be pulled off of something. And so a lot of people were talking about, well, I built this and it doesn't line up. I highly recommend that you start either at the beginning of your factory in a corner or at the end where you want everything to come out and build from there. So for this, for example, I started clear down here. I put this down. Actually, I started here because I wanted space. I just put this in some random place, and then I built this merge off of that, and my entire setup is based off this starting point. I started here, I built a merger, I put this tier 2 machine down, I built the conveyors out, I put my hybrid machine down, and I put the output all the way down. I put this belt all the way down, and then I could build from this side out. That's the only way you can. There's no auto aligning. There's no grid system as time of recording. You have to pick a spot, build off of it, and then manage your whole grid and just build off conveyors. I got down to here and I thought, oh, well, this would be a good, let me try it. Seems like there's a good, a decent amount of space down there. And so I put in a merger because I want all these outputs to merge onto one belt and go down. So I put a merger and I went there. So that's the best way I've found to build and manage your conveyors and getting everything lined up. Now, the other thing here is on conveyor splitters, if you look at one of these sides, see how it's green, and on the left hand side, if you look, it'll say manage exit. You hit E, and now that turns off. This splitter will now no longer deliver items down this side. because we've turned it off. Turn it on again with E, and now we can feed, what is this, metal down into our metal plastic. So pay attention to that left menu on the over there. Conveyor alignment, we talked about that. I want to apologize to the devs. I have complained for days that we can't, I've just been dropping them. And then if you know, I got so sick, this is one of the reasons I got tired of pallet management, is I got sick and tired of running back and forth, because if I try to pick this pallet up, it freezes and it's a mess. I don't know if they found a solution to that. You can hit R, hold R, and it'll reset your pallet jack location. There's another free tip for you. But if I take this pallet and we're going to drop it down, and I pick up another pallet and I look at this pallet and then click it, I'm now going to align. I can stack 9 pallets. Apparently, you have to look at the pallet. Look at this. We're stacking 7, 8, 9. Can I tag that with a robot? I can tag that. If I just want, if I want a stack of pallets in storage, I can do that. But this allows me, now that they're nice and stacked, I can now take this whole stack to wherever I want to manage my pallets. I thought that was really cool. I just found that out while I was farting around. See, now I've got 9 pallets that I just moved en masse that I don't have to run around. So that's my favorite thing. End game, and I'm done with everything. And I just now figured that out. Again, to tag for robots to move a pallet to the warehouse, you hit E or T to tag it, T to untag it. You don't have to do that. Another thing you can do, let's say you've got some pallets around. Let's imagine for a second that this is backwards and I've got my output coming here. And I just come in here and I just throw stuff down willy-nilly. You can hold R and it'll rotate the pallet so that it's a little more aligned. Now, they're not going to align this way in a nice grid fashion row, but it tweaks them all so that they're, and that works with any pallet. You can do that. There's something for funsies. If a robots, I've seen this too. If robots, I've got 4 robots. Let's say I real quick told them all to take paper, and they're in here. They're fighting for their lives to unload their paper, and they're stuck. I forget which button it is. I think it's R. I don't remember exactly, but you can remove a pallet from a stuck robot. And I don't have an example of that right now, but keep that in mind, that if you've got robots that are fighting and they're stuck in here or any other position, you can remove the pallet from the robot and it'll set it down. That should allow the other robots to do their thing. And then with the other pallet that you took off, you tag it again and another robot will come and fix it. It's kind of I don't really consider it a bug. I think they just, the pathing with the robots, they just get stuck from time to time. That would happen in a real warehouse. You'd have to have somebody, a robot technician, come in to fix them. The recycle container center. I don't know about you. I thought when I put this down that the recycling would automatically go in to be sorted on the daily. That is not the case. You have to manually open the box or open the containers. There's one for each side, and you have to manually remove these boxes. That's why I have a pallet sitting here, so that whenever I want to, at the end of the day, in the end of a week, if you're waiting for a 5 kilogram box, I don't know what the limit is for that. you can do that. You got to be careful where you put this, though. I had it really close up here, and I had a driver stuck at the door of his machine or of his truck for the longest time. And so once I moved this pallet, he went and did his job. What else did I get? Stack multiple. You could snap conveyors, machines. Oh, here's a machine. Here's a tip. Somebody asked, why would I want multiple sorters? The more people you have down here, the faster your truck will get unloaded. I don't like doing anything myself. I'm a boss. I own the recycling center. I don't want to load the truck at a place and then come here and unload the truck again. Nope. Heckle Jekyll, you guys get in there. You guys unload my truck for me. I already loaded it. You unload it. I got other stuff to do. So I think that's all. Oh, you can sleep at noon. So truck drivers, you have to send them out before, in the upper right, 1500 hours. That's 3 p.m. You have to send your trucks out way before that. They come back at 1600, which is 4 p.m. They get done unloading their trucks around 1800, 1700, somewhere in there, depending on how many bags they got. So keep that in mind. The day ends at 2100, which I believe is 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. I don't know. 9 o'clock, 11, 10, 9, 9 p.m. But you can keep on playing for years in real time. That day will not end until you go to sleep. And I've used that. Let's say you're just in the zone. Everything's lit up in here. You're in the zone. You're laying out your conveyor. You just want to get it done. I don't want to take a break and forget about where I was. Why'd the lights turn off? Is that a bug? I'm not sure. But let's say you're in the zone. You're trying to do something. It's 2100. You've got the thing at the bottom all of a sudden telling you, hey, don't forget to go to sleep. You know what? I'm just going to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing forever. Last tip, I think, items to sell just have to be inside this dark gray area. That's your storage, your warehouse. They just have to be in here. I've got it piled up. I've seen other people in Discord just piling stuff up. I started doing it early on because I got so tired of pallet management. Running around, putting the items out of the, they're on the ground. And that's how you have to do it at the beginning if you don't have the money, because each one of these sections costs $100. Early game, I don't have $100 extra. I'm scraping by. So I was doing pallets quite a bit. So you'd have to have pallets at the end. And then you got to tag them with robots if you have robots. And until you can purchase robots, you're manually moving pallets around. I couldn't stand it. So now I just dump it into a pile. Now, that being said, I do want to see a full, well-organized warehouse of all the items, but it's never going to happen because I'm trying to make money. I got 107,000. And if I look at my items, of course, I'm in the way again. This video is not supposed to be this long. I've got 167 jars. I've got 111 plastic bottles, 87 paper cups. I've got a lot of stuff I want to sell. I don't want to get a full warehouse when I could be selling stuff. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, those are my tips. To tag or untag a pallet. Pallets do not have to be full. If you have one item on there, you tag it, you just want it out of the way, a robot will come get one item on a pallet. R, to sell a conveyor section. G, to rotate your conveyor sections. Conveyor splitters, change the flow. You look at that light and hit E on your keyboard or whatever button it tells you to. Conveyor alignment, start from one corner of the warehouse and work the conveyors from that way. It keeps everything aligned. You can sleep at noon. So you don't want to wait till 1600 p.m. At noon, you can come in here, you can sleep. It really speeds up the gameplay. Recycle center must be manually emptied. We talked about that. Clear down here. Items just have to be in storage. They don't have to be on pallets. They could all be stacked neatly in this corner, and they would be right there. Stuck robots. You can manually remove. You got stuck robots. They're blinking at you. I'm stuck. You can manually remove the pallet from them. It's not a problem. R, if you've got a pallet down and it's all cattywampus, you can hold R. It'll line it right back up. You can stack these. Look at the pallet. Click. You can stack and move multiples. Multiple sorters. Unload your truck faster. You only need one. Only one to sort. I mean, you only need one, but one guy will sort it. I think that's it. Machines snap to conveyors and other machines. Yeah, there you go. There's some quick tips for you.